Are you ready for a Bark Tank bonus? Let's do it, friends. Another pod, a Bark Tank bonus pod presented to you by Sugardale from the home office here. My name is Andrew Siciliano. The voice is still a bit shot, so I apologize for the nails on the chalkboard feel of this, but we had to get in here and get down to the studio and do the breaking news, and that is news on Friday morning from the Browns, early afternoon, that Deshaun Watson retore his Achilles. You kind of knew this was coming after a somewhat ominous, rather, declaration on Monday by Andrew Berry that he has had a setback. We had Andrew on the pod on Thursday when we recorded it, and the Browns GM said at that point, no new update, but it was news that there was no new update, if you follow what I'm saying. If by Thursday you did not know that, hey, dodge the bullet. Hey, he's going to be fine. Hey, it was a scare, but he's good. Then you kind of knew this was coming. Browns won't give a timeline, but they will say he's going to be a significant portion of the 2025 season. I'm going to read this to you direct from the Browns release. Watson's recovery time and return to play status is uncertain. He will likely miss significant time during the 2025 season. Deshaun, quote, complained of discomfort after rolling his ankle in Miami, end quote. The Browns release goes on to say that MRI results demonstrated a rupture in the Achilles tendon. Dr. Bob Anderson in Charlotte, who did the initial surgery and is well known to the NFL circles for doing these surgeries for NFL players. He's done countless surgeries for NFL players. Redid the surgery on Thursday, and Deshaun's status is uncertain for 2025, likely going to miss the rest of the season. What does it mean? Well, the Browns are picking number 2 overall, and you better believe that at number 2 overall, they have their eyes on a quarterback. We discussed it with Andrew Berry on the pod, the full version, which is still accessible at clevelandbrowns.com, on YouTube, the Browns channel, on the Browns app, everything. Andrew did not shy from the fact that they're going to have to remake the quarterback room, and a quarterback is very much in play at number 2. And when I asked him point blank, will you go with the quarterback at 2 and a veteran quarterback at the start of free agency, the start of the new league year in March? He didn't say no. And I think that is the most likely way to go. Now, you have to be very clear with that veteran quarterback. You can't do, for example, what the Falcons did with Kirk Cousins, sign a guy when free agency opens and give no indication you're going to draft a quarterback in the first round. And then, therefore, it is a surprise in April to said quarterback that you just gave money to when that card gets handed in. You can't do that. And I know some people have theorized Kirk Cousins. Sure, I've heard the name as well. Kevin has a relationship with Kirk back to Minneapolis. Kirk Cousins, you're not going to be anything other than transparent with him. And I'm not saying it's going to be him. I'm just using him as the example because that is a giant flashing neon sign of how not to operate. And I know the Browns are not going to operate that way. Listen, to use NFL Network parlance, path to the draft between now and the opening night in late April in Green Bay was going to be the same without this news. It was going to be the same. And that is quarterback is very much in play at number 2. On a personal level, you got to feel for a guy who's battling back and then he ruptures the Achilles. I know there's going to be some snark. There's going to be some eye rolling. Forget about it. All right. The guy got re-injured. And that sucks for anybody in that situation. Hope he gets back. Hope he can continue an NFL career. An NFL career that, go back in 2020, was ascending at a meteoric rate. We haven't seen that guy since, unfortunately. He knows that. Everyone else knows that. And now you're likely not going to see that in 2025. Deshaun Watson, for those out there that are looking at the cap, yes, he's still on the cap. This does not change anything financially for the Browns. They have restructured that deal to make it more palatable moving forward and spread out the cap hit. How they continue to manage that remains to be seen. But I don't know that this changes anything in the immediate future, and that is between here and April 26th or 24th in Green Bay. Quarterback is still very much in play at number 2. We are still, all of us, I think, and when I say us, Browns fans, count me as a fan right now speaking, still trying to get back to that moment we had in Baltimore in October of 2023 when Deshaun went 14-14 down the stretch in the second half on playing on what we later found out was a high ankle sprain and a broken right shoulder. Rallied the Browns back. Greg Newsome pick 6, David Njoku breaking fourth quarter tackles, and they beat the Ravens. I hope there are more highlights to come. That, unfortunately, is that one highlight that we have all in our hands. You know what happened after that? Obviously, he got hurt. DTR, PJ Walker, Joe Flacco, Jeff Driscoll, a trip to the playoffs. Couldn't recapture that magic, and Andrew Barry used the word embarrassed on the podium on Monday and reiterated why. Go back and listen if you haven't. Go back and listen. Why he felt the need to connect with all Browns fans and use that word right out of the gate yesterday. Monday, but he reiterated it Thursday on the pod. Quarterback is in play, very much in play. And a lot of the talking heads are going to come on and go, oh, quarterback's really in play now too. I don't know that it wasn't. It always was. Doesn't mean they're going to take one, but it's definitely in play. And there's going to be a lot of talking heads as well, trying to talk about the deal is the deal. The deal happened. The deal's over. Right? It's over. You feel for a guy on a personal level, no matter what you think of any of what's happened the last couple of years, rupturing your Achilles twice has to be awful. Now, there was other news on Friday as well. 3 other things. Number 1, who wants to go to London next year? I think it's kind of cool. Browns are going to Tottenham Stadium, which is the first internationally built stadium specifically for the NFL. Also a soccer stadium, but built specifically with the NFL in mind when it comes to the pitch, when it comes to how close the fans are to the pitch. It's fantastic. I've never been, but I'm excited to go. We don't yet know the opponent nor the week, but all AFC teams have 9 home games in 2025. The Browns will send one of those home games to London, plan accordingly. We will know in April. Likely the announcement is made. Maybe March. I can't remember if we did it in March last year. We sang the league. But you'll know when that game will be and against whom that game will be played. It won't be a team that you don't already know on your list of the Browns' 2025 opponents. Those 9 opponents are set. Go to clevelandbrowns.com to check them out. The short version is we get the NFC North, not fun, the AFC East, and then throw in games against the Raiders, the Titans, and the 49ers. So that is bit of news number 1. Browns going to London for the first time since 2017 when Kevin Stefanski was a Vikings assistant and Minnesota won that game at Twickenham Stadium. Bit of news number 2. Congratulations, Myles Garrett. He is an All-Pro for the 4th time. He was double-teamed 30% of his pass rushes. That's absurd. 30%. And I can make the argument, even though Trey Hendrickson had 3.5 sacks in Week 18, and he won the sack title, Myles came in second, that Myles Garrett does deserve consideration, if not the award, the DPOY, for a second consecutive years. Just look at the advanced metrics and look at what Myles did against the chipping, the holding, the double teaming, and everything that every opponent threw at him. Congratulations to Myles. And a big congratulations to Callie Bronson, who is leaving the Browns, which is not good, right? We're going to miss Callie, the Browns' assistant wide receivers coach, but I cannot be happier for the opportunity that she now has. She has been named, and this is a long title. Let me get it right here. She's joining USA Football as the Senior Director of High Performance and National Team Operations. So in essence, she is helping select, train, and then subsequently lead both the men's and women's national teams for USA football and flag football for the Olympics. That is awesome. Having worked a number of Olympics here, most recently the Paris Games for NBC, doing the Gold Zone channel, there's nothing like working with the Olympics. It is a lifetime experience. And to get in with USA Football, a great organization, the future is flag. I can tell you from a league perspective, they love it. It's where the money is going, flag and international. It's awesome for Callie. We're going to miss her. She's been an invaluable part of that wide receiver room with Chad O'Shea. If you remember, there have been a couple of moments where she took over the wide receiver room, notably the COVID game against the Jets in 2020 in New York. She has also represented the Browns at the Senior Bowl, coaching wide receivers. Callie will be missed, but I cannot be happier for her for this amazing, truly amazing opportunity. And USA Football has got a great one, not only as a coach, but a former athlete. That's kind of cool. So happy for Callie. Please, everyone, enjoy Wild Card Weekend. Hope there is no breaking news that facilitates another Bark Tank bonus pod. But if we do have those breaking news items, then we will get in front of the home office camera and bring them to you. And hopefully with more of a voice this time. So that'll do it, friends. This has been a Bark Tank bonus presented by Sugardale. My name's Andrew Siciliano. So